All right.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk She-Hulk too.
Oh yeah, no, it's on the list. You got She-Hulk on the list. Don't worry. All right, audio up. I think we're rolling right. Let's see.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see if I can hear echo. Yeah, we're good. Let's mute. All right, cool. We are on 13 of the long take. Today we're going to be doing a draft of movies that have traumatized us. We'll also be talking a little bit about Liam Neeson, a couple news things, Andor, She-Hulk. Very, because Robbie's here. Very short. Lord of the Rings finale talk. Like literally,
the finale. It's over.
Yeah, it ended.
Oh, wow.
I guess this morning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we're doing that. And a couple of the news items and everything like that. But before we get started, we do have a new sponsor today. And Gooch, you get to read today's ad.
I can barely read. All right. Didn't realize we got a sponsor. All right. Are you a superhero looking for love, but are too afraid to do the deed? Let's be honest. Your meat is just as super as the rest of you. That means you run the risk of injuring your partner in a multitude of ways. Friction burns from super speed, ice damage, and God forbid you actually bust because the sheer velocity of your super load could skewer someone. You should try out Super Skins. They are made of flexible carbon fiber material lined with vibranium to keep your partner alive and without child. After all, everyone knows that even a dribble of super cream can make just about anything pregnant. And the last thing you want is some Sicarian child debt collector showing up at your door to collect for a child that you didn't know you had. And for all our female superhero listeners, we have a diaphragm version of our Super Skins condom. Wow. Since there's nothing important near the top of the vagina, I feel like I'm in 8th grade. It is covered and secured there for maximum security. Before your sin, try Super Skins. Go to superskins.net, make your first order, and use code LCBCREAM to get your free bottle of industrial grade lubricant with your order.
All right. So thanks to Super Skins for sponsoring today's episode. We can jump straight into it. Oh, by the way, I want to note before you even start, obviously, Robbie, everyone knows, does My Mama's Basement, but you did a Comic-Con video. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
How was the full experience?
It was, honestly, Clem asked me, like, how was Comic-Con compared to the last time we were there? Comic-Con is the exact same experience every time I've ever been there.
I wanted to go so bad. It's
like you freeze it in time, and like every year you go back, and it's the exact same booths I saw the last time I was there. A lot of the same comics, a lot of the same costumes. The difference, last time it was all Rick and Morty costumes. This time it was all Hellfire shirts from Stranger Things.
I think that's
see
worse.
Any Rick and Mortys. I saw a couple pickle Ricks, I guess, but that was about it. But it was pretty fun.
Yeah, they what do you call it? The Rick and Morty fandom, I feel like, is a kind of in a lull. You know what I mean?
I think they're over it. I think they've grown up. I think
it's still on, right? Like
because
they're
they're
going on the last season, I think.
Oh no, they're gonna do. They've literally. Dan Harmon has said he's gonna do them like forever. He's gonna be South. He's like I think he's like gonna do the South Park thing where he just keeps going and going and going
until he's forced to stop.
I actually think I think the new Rick and Morty has actually been pretty good. Like I don't think there's a huge fall off. I think he's just kind of changed the humor quite a bit.
I agree with this, by the way. Solar Opposites. Oh, I don't know if I agree with totally, but Solar Opposites has been pretty awesome. That's another Dan Harmon one. Actually, Logan from here recommended me watch it. It was pretty funny.
That's on HBO Max, right?
He shows out.
Yeah.
Dude, by the way, Comic-Con, massive One Piece turnout. Shut down for One Piece. My whole timeline right now on TikTok is just One Piece people that were at Comic-Con.
What is One Piece?
An anime that's over 1,000 episodes long.
Oh, Jake was telling me about it.
It's been going since '98.
Jake Bash.
Jake Bash is a massive One Piece guy. Yeah.
He was the one that shot and edited that video.
Next Comic-Con, I feel like we should go and you would cover sci-fi, and then me and Gooch could do anime, and then just cover that whole. World.
I did try to work in an anime storyline in that video, but it didn't fit. It's on the cutting room floor where I did the old Dave Portnoy and called it Anime the whole time.
Yeah,
that's very funny. Yes, I'm dressed up like a banana, or what do you say? Banana weird for some reason. No, he's dressed up as a hot dog.
This is also like alternate name for this show is like Ken Jack and the Robbies. Like we could be
Yes.
like a band on the Jersey Shore.
For real, actually, yeah. I wonder if you can work in a Rob Bird joke. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that one out later. Before we do,
Ed and Eddie, Bob, Robbie, and Robert.
yeah, fuck,
Dude, they should.
I need to leave
That
the show and give
you
it
want to
another
talk?
Bob.
You want to talk
That's
about
pretty
something
good.
that needs a reboot? You know they're doing the Powerpuff Ed and Eddie live action.
That was like a fucked up show. Like I always say, like if you grew up and you watched like more Nickelodeon than you did Cartoon Network, you're usually pretty adjusted.
Tweeting it
If you
out
watch
now.
Cartoon Network, you're a little more fucked up.
I was unbelievably loyal to Nickelodeon growing up.
I was
to
like
where,
the opposite.
My girlfriend will bring up shows that she watched on Disney Channel and Cartoon Network. I'm like,
Oh.
I haven't heard of that. And she's like,
Disney
how
Channel's
have you not
never-
heard
Disney
of that?
Channel sucked when we
Wasn't
were
on
kids,
Nick.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
I never
Disney-
watched Disney Channel when I was younger.
They had a swing back with like Sweet Life, Hannah Montana,
And then
Wizards of Waverly
Phineas and
Place.
Ferb is a
Phineas
Disney.
and Ferb is
Yeah.
a Disney XD
Yeah,
classic,
okay.
right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
That's a great one.
Dude,
I
no,
dug,
Cartoon Network was the.
That's all I
That's the
watched.
go-to. Yeah, Cartoon Network was.
I didn't watch.
There was a
Billy
couple
Mandy.
things on
any
Nickelodeon.
shows on Cartoon Network.
There was a couple things
None.
that Nickelodeon had Drake and Josh, which was
Yeah.
huge, but outside
Drake
that,
and Josh, iCarly. It had the best
iCarly,
cartoons.
I
It
think
had
I've missed it.
Yeah.
SpongeBob. It had.
SpongeBob,
Definitely
Fairly
Drake and
Odd
Josh.
Parents.
Definitely SpongeBob. But
I
like,
didn't really like Fairly Odd Parents. It was okay.
I think it was
The voices really bothered me of Cosmo and Wanda.
They are very like overboard.
Actually, no, Timmy's voice was the worst.
Do you guys agree that Clemmer kind of looks like Mr. Crocker?
Yeah. Yeah, especially like when he had the goatee, no, but like now that he's clean
Yeah,
shaven
yeah,
again, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty. That's actually a rough comparison. He was funny though.
That would be. We're not doing it this time, but like Cartoon Network, Nick, Disney Channel would be a fun long.
You know, Noah Centineo has been casted as Eddie, Ed and Eddie live action.
That sounds like a real headline.
I'm doing it.
Danny Phantom.
I'm doing
on
it right
Nick,
now.
Fire show.
Danny Phantom was pretty good. That's the same guy that animated. Fuck, what's his name? I see him on TikTok every now and then. Actually, the guy who animated like Timmy Turner, Danny
Yeah.
Phantom, a couple other shows.
Oh,
Jimmy
Danny
Neutron.
Phantom. Danny Phantom was good.
Bro,
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron.
That guy
bomb.
was getting.
The mom from Danny Phantom had a fat ass. People forget.
Did
Dude,
she? I
everyone
don't
in
remember
that show
I
was hot.
definitely forgot.
Everyone in that show was hot.
Yeah, actually,
I actually saw a Danny Phantom at Comic Con. A Danny Phantom. It was two girls. I think they were dating, and the girlfriend was Chip Skylark.
that was a
Okay.
great song.
That was a good.
Was
That
it
was
like
that
Tiny
song
Tina
was
Me?
elite. That song was elite.
Also, that One Piece comment is getting a lot of screen time. Just
The One Piece.
That's-
The One Piece is real.
it's a very very inside thing, but
Zoe 101. Yep, fire show as well. We are also giving a lot
forget
of love
about
to
Avatar.
creepy Dan Schneider shows.
yeah, I mean, no disrespect. Like, well, actually, a lot of disrespect.
I
to
did
Dan
love
Schneider, but
all the disrespect in the world to Dan Schneider, but I loved his shows growing up.
He had great shows. When's Danny Phantom getting the Criterion? Oh yeah. So before we get into more of our reviews, there was a couple news things that dropped last night. Liam Neeson getting cast in The Naked Gun. Have you ever watched The Naked Gun?
No, but I sneaky knew about this years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, specifically the Liam Neeson part or the
Yeah.
the reboot. Wow.
I didn't know he was cast, but I knew they were trying to do it because Alex Sulkin's writing it.
Yeah, I know. He's the
He's kind of our guy, so he also told me that when he told me like the Naked Gun thing might happen, he was like, "We're kind of writing a Naked Gun sequel. We
Yes.
want Liam Neeson to do it." And I was like, "That makes sense," because he had a great
Yeah.
cameo in Ted 2, and then he's in
Million
Once
Guys.
Upon a Time in the West or
Million
something.
Ways to Die in the West.
Million Ways
yeah.
to Die in the West.
He is an interesting it's an interesting casting, I think, because he does have good comedic chops. If you ever seen Life's Too Short, which actually stars
Yeah.
his Life's Too Short bit is so funny.
Yeah.
And Akiva
Have
Schaefer. And the guy's like, okay, I'll be the guy opening right now. Tring, we're close.
Yeah.
But Akiva Schaefer directing, obviously did Hot Rod, he did Pop Star, he did they wrote so many Lonely Island sketches. Directing, he just did the Chippendale, which is like probably the surprise
So
hit of the
good,
year.
yeah.
It was amazing.
I watched that while I was getting this tattoo. Fun
Oh,
fact.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I think he has a good understanding of like what is funny, and like him combined with Seth MacFarlane, who's producing it.
Yep.
I think it's a great combination. The other thing was that there's a Gangs of New York show being made, which is strange.
Hand up. Never seen it.
So that's the one Scorsese you never got around.
I'll
to?
be honest. I think it kind of works because the one thing I've always thought about Gangs of New York was there was a lot more story there to tell that Martin Scorsese clearly wanted to do, but didn't have the time to do in like a movie format because it runs long
Yeah.
at points. Like, but it's like interesting. It's just running forever and ever.
it is that cast in retrospect is like insanely good, with the exception of Cameron Diaz. Like she just doesn't belong in that movie at all.
Ricochet shot.
No, but like
she's acting across like a
It's
Leo,
like,
and it's tough. She's acting across Leo and Daniel Day-Lewis.
it's like two of the top flight actors.
Maybe his
like,
best role. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people think it
I
is
saw-
like his best
Speaking
role.
of Clemmer, said that he's the #1 villain of the
Mhm.
21st century. I read his
Billy,
blog yesterday.
Billy the Butcher, right?
Yeah.
I'd still
Yeah.
go Joker. I think it's hard to top Joker, but yeah, I mean Billy Butcher's definitely
It's
up there.
incredible. And
Yeah.
like her being across from those two is like just an insane, like, because she's like a rom-com person in my brain. It's like, what was she doing there? But yeah, so she's in it. Scorsese's gonna direct and produce the first 2 episodes, which is kind of cool. Is Robbie Fox?
Who is that?
Akiva Schaffer's. That's the guy who's directing the Liam.
He
Neeson.
is
does he
he's
look
the
like-
tall
does
one
he look like
in
me?
The Lonely Island.
Yeah.
He-
Or I don't think.
The guy with
I
the
thought
glasses.
Akiva was the
Yeah,
tall
the guy
one.
with the glasses.
Oh yeah.
think
Akiva's
they're
the tall one.
I think they're roughly around the same height. No.
No, Yorma is tiny.
Well,
maybe
yeah.
I'm getting Yorma and
I was a big
Akiva
Lonely Island
mixed
guy
up.
back in the day.
Yeah.
I
that's
mean, I
one of
still
the-
am, dude. They're so funny.
I
They
think
do
that's the
have
last
very
CD I
funny
ever
songs.
bought.
I think they
Totally
did the spoof
honest.
songs a little too long, but
Mhm.
then they like repivoted and made it funny again with
Mhm.
Popstar.
Pop
Yeah.
Star's so fucking
He's
good.
yeah, the one who lives in a cabin in Popstar.
Yeah.
I just rewatched that the
Yes.
other day. It's on HBO Max. It's so goddamn funny, dude. It fucking killed the Osama bin Laden
The
song.
Osama song was
is-
just
Dude,
the best part
it's
of
so
it.
funny. Now, the
so
one that
good.
really kills me is the Macklemore spoof of like,
the
I'm
not
not
gay
gay. I'm not
Yeah.
gay.
But if I was, I'd want equal rights, and they just like cutting in titties throughout it. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many good songs. Mona Lisa song,
Yep.
You're dumb.
With,
ugly. What does he
people
say?
on
You're
stage
dumb.
and they have
ugly.
like the little
Yeah.
their faces through the painting.
the Garbage Pail Kid, or whatever he called her. Oh man, that's so funny. That whole soundtrack rocks. Incredibad, I think, was the last CD I ever bought.
Really?
Was that album Incredibad?
Was that the one with the alien
Yeah,
fingers?
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I had that.
Dude, the popping champagne with E40. What
Yeah.
was it? Drinking I can't remember what it was. The one that they're drinking with E40. E40
Mhm.
comes in and just drops bars.
Yeah, there's so many great songs. It had I'm on a boat,
Yeah.
which like
Drinking
whatever you want to say
Santana
now.
champ
Like,
because it's
It was so
good.
funny the first time you heard it. It was hilarious.
So great.
I'm a boat.
I still ironically post it whenever I go on a sail. I'll always post, "I'm on a boat, bitch."
My
like
friend
boss.
my friend's DJing on one of those houseboats on Saturday,
yeah.
and he's like, "Can you guys come?" And then one of my friends just goes, "Only if you play them
I'm
on."
on a boat. Now it's
I'm a
going.
boss.
Yeah, I'm a boss.
Jizzed in
which-
my pants.
or like a boss. Yeah,
Like
jizzed
a
in my
boss.
pants.
Yeah. Threw it on the ground.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that
That
was
was- that
on
was
that
an
album,
SNL
but that
bit, wasn't
yeah,
it?
that was a
That was a funny bit though.
yeah, that was really good. Let's see. I'm on a boat. Normal guy, which is an interlude, but that doesn't really count.
Jack Sparrow on that? I don't know.
No, that's the Michael Bolton one
Yep.
where he just like talks about he's a huge cinephile, which is very funny as well. Lazy Sunday, great SNL skit.
I like sports. We like sports.
This
Yeah,
is
we like
thick.
sports. Dick in a box.
People think this is real.
Oh, Ross Trent was on this too. Ross Trent was a great song. Punch you in the
Oh, dude, the Rastafarianism.
the Rasta and Andy Samberg bit was so good.
I
Just
think
my
We
favorite.
Like Sports is my favorite.
Yeah,
We like-
that's an OG YouTuber for them. I
Yeah.
think. Jack Sparrow and
See,
Michael
that's
Bolton.
where I thought that they
It
went too
is.
long. I thought they that was the last one. They should have stopped before they got to that one.
I like that just because he
I
kept
like
cutting
that
in
one.
and being like, "I'm obsessed with Jack Sparrow." I thought that was funny for
Yeah.
what it's worth.
Is I Love You, Natalie on the CD, or is that
I don't
was-
think it's on the set on the CD, but that's a really
dude,
good Natalie.
we
Portman.
love you, Natalie.
Yeah, I want to fuck you too.
Natalie Portman's got a funny, like a Star Wars rap. Remember that? on
Yeah,
SNL?
that's
It was
right.
Pretty
Yes.
funny.
Yeah. Fuck, those are good. Okay, so speaking of, this is actually a great segue. We could talk about Andor.
Yes.
Andor,
Oh my God, please.
Again, we're gonna have like a more limited breakdown, but make sure you go to My Mom's Basement to watch the full one because you and Clem like break it down like crazy well, way better than we will.
We broke it down a lot this week, but it's also a hard episode to break down.
Yeah.
Usually we have like this happened in the episode. We talk about it. This happened in the
Connects to
episode.
this, connects
This
to
whole
that.
episode, just one thing happens.
Yeah.
But it's so well done. It's just one big heist.
It's crazy, and like I think there's a couple things that stood out for me in this episode. I think the entire heist was awesome. Like, well, which is just the episode is awesome, I guess. I like when they have like obviously the last 2 episodes were a lot of planning, and I think
Mhm.
you see most of that plan come to fruition, but then they need to like deal with shit happening in it towards the end of it, which is awesome. I think what's kind of cool is like half the crew dying is like very Rogue One, right? Something he gets used to. The meteor shower looked insanely
One of the
good.
coolest like visuals we've seen
Yeah.
in
This
Disney Plus
is-
era.
This is like movie quality.
Yeah.
Like I'll say it, like that's movie quality stuff. It looks so good.
It's
Yeah.
crazy to me that we had, not to harp on this kind of stuff, but like the Princess Leia chase scene in the forest,
Yeah.
the Spy Kids chase scene in Book of Boba Fett. How did we get those when like the production quality of this seems like it's so much higher?
Yeah. It's
Were
kinda
those
crazy.
just rushed? Was that like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like different showrunners have like different priorities of like what they want to focus
Guess
on
so,
and everything
yeah.
like that. But like, I think Gilroy is very focused on making it feel very old school Star Warsy in a way. Like the location they shoot, I don't know where it is, if it's Scotland or something, but like
Yeah.
it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Like that's a great Star Wars miniature world. And
Yep.
what's even better is like we're already out of there. Like
Yep.
with nice little limited exposure, and now we're onto a new arc, which I think is so cool.
Do you think we'll maybe not come back to the planet, but I think we'll see the Donnies
Mhm.
again. I think they'll join the rebellion in some way.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I could see
I liked the Donnie leader when he just took the gift and immediately threw it in the fire. He was
Yeah.
like, fuck this.
those are cool dudes. I like the entire ending of that episode too. I think like him sort of or Cassian rejecting the rebellion now is good because like if he was just like now a rebel after that first like little tiny 3-episode arc where he clearly wasn't into it, I'd be
Yeah.
kind of like whatever. But like him rejecting and now having to get drawn back into it, I
Yep.
think is kind of cool.
Rejecting, but also like that door was like nudged open a little
Yeah.
bit for him, like
It-
especially with the cousin from the bear.
Cousin.
Dude, he is such a good actor.
Yeah.
He was eating up his scenes.
He's
Yeah.
awesome, but also I can't unsee him as cousin. So the
Yeah.
whole time, like I don't even know his name. It was like
Did you watch any
Skeeter
more?
or something.
You watch
Huh?
any more of the what do you call it?
The bear.
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
You
Loved it.
watched the whole thing. Yeah, that's
Loved
right.
it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely loved
Second
it.
to last
Yeah,
episode
I would
was so
recommend
cool.
that to everyone. I thought
Dude,
that was one of the best shows of the
You
year.
see that? Building a fucking sweet green.
I lost it.
The his scene though, like specifically the ending right before he shot him, is so good. Like when he's just like,
Yeah.
kind of like the mask comes off, if that makes sense. So fucking.
And
cool.
also, I feel like that scene like helps Andor kind of like join the rebellion when he sees
Yeah.
like people are like trying to also like fuck them over when this is what they're going through. They're
Yeah.
getting people killed for this mission and everything.
yeah,
Mad that he got killed, yes, because I love the actor. The scene where he gets killed is so fucking awesome and
Mhm.
badass of Andor to
Yeah.
be like mid sentence. Like, I'm not
Dude.
even gonna let you finish that sentence. You're dead.
Dude, it is so well written. Like
Yeah.
in another series, what would have happened is he would have said the first thing and the Andor would have just shot him. But they let him talk for like a minute and a half about his plan. And he's like, they just
Lied
let
about
him
his
keep
brother.
going. And you're like, you get to see Cassian like kind of maybe considering it at one point, but then like realizing that he just fucking hates the guy.
yeah,
Letting them get to that point, like it's just built up well. Like it's just, this is a very well done show. Like
Yeah.
it's like very well done. We'll get Emmy nominations. Good. Like
Yeah.
it's great.
the scenes where he the kid dies too. I like that kid by the way. That
Nemec.
kid,
Yeah,
the
he
was
online leftist
awesome.
Kid.
He was
Like,
great.
He was
Yeah.
the very
Into
online
the, what was
leftist
he
guy.
in? Into the fucking world, or what was the show?
Yeah.
Into the fucking world. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good in it. I think that whole crew from that first heist, I think was awesome.
I think that manifesto is going to play a big part in
Yeah.
Cassian joining the
yeah.
rebellion, right?
Absolutely.
You're gonna start flipping through those pages. We felt bad too because before he died, me and
Yeah.
Clem on the podcast kept calling it his joke book. We were like, that's probably just his joke
His
book.
Joker
that he,
book, yeah.
he just writes down little things, makes the group laugh, and now we're like, Cassian's going to open it and be like, fucking knock. What are you talking about?
one of his last entries, just like this Andor guy's kind of hot.
Yeah.
kind of into this dude. It's just
Also,
personal
shout out
diary.
to the show for making Clem such a
Yeah.
vocal point of it.
Clem's like the
we
focus
we
name.
like think that like I think that someone maybe saw Clem's name like because he tweets about Star Wars. Like there's a good chance like a Star Wars tweet ended up on like a
I
Star
thought the
Wars
same
writer
thing.
timeline, and he saw Clem. Maybe he didn't know Clem was, but was like, I like the name. Like
Yeah.
it's such a who else has the name Clem?
Did
one of
they
my
start with a 10
favorite
with a
things,
K,
too.
right? Or is there's
No,
regular
it's a
Clem?
C.
It
It's
is?
straight up Clem. One of my favorite things that Tony Gilroy or whoever the writer of the names in this show did
Mhm.
is they basically just took normal names and they changed one letter. Like
Yeah.
Dedra is
Yeah.
Deborah.
Yeah.
They took Luther,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a couple other ones.
Nemec or Val.
Yeah.
There's like so many where they just change one letter and that's how you make it a Star Wars name.
You know what I
I
like?
asked Waldron about writing Star Wars names too.
Bix.
I was like, bro,
Dix.
I know you're writing Star Wars names right now. Like, what's your process? How do you come up with it? And he's like, you just got to go for such ridiculous names
Mhm.
that you're like, this is probably too ridiculous. But you're like, nah, if I like heard, Ben Quadraneros for the first time,
Yeah.
you'd probably be like, what the fuck?
Ben Quadraneros is so good.
But he did confirm that. He was like, yeah, I am writing Star Wars names. And I was like, ooh, That's
Yeah.
cool.
What do you call it? One of the things I love from this last episode was the appearance of like just an AK-47.
I saw your tweet about that.
Well,
And,
he was holding it.
you know, I felt so dumb. I had to like copy and paste. What was the word you used in it?
Kalashnikov.
Yeah, I was like, all right, copy and paste. And I was like, oh, it's a fucking gun. Yeah.
Yeah. Like all the guns in Star Wars are like based off of other guns. Like Mando's pistol's
Usually
based
World
on
War
some
II
Belgian
shit,
thing.
right? Like-
Yeah. So like that big ass long blaster is based on like a German machine gun. Like all of them are based off like DL-44 is based off one.
Yep.
They're all based on something. But like that one was just an AK-47 with like a little glowing blue part. It was
Tim.
fun.
Tim was very funny. They just added an M to Tim.
Yep.
Yeah. That did make me laugh. Yes.
R.I.P. my boy Tim. Who's a
Not my
beast.
boy.
Yeah, he was kind of a bad guy actually. I'm curious what's going on with her.
Bix.
'Cause
I think she should probably come back,
I was
right?
thinking the same thing. She was a good actress, like a likable character.
Yeah,
Her
very
and the
likable.
robot I loved. B2
Yeah.
emo.
B2 emo.
Yeah, yes.
Bix.
The
That was great.
they
Bix.
what, I think he's gonna go back to that planet. So what planet was it? Ferrix?
Ferric, yeah.
Yeah,
something
Ferric.
like that.
Yeah, I think he's
Because
gonna
they
go
were
back to
setting up the Imperial outpost there,
Yeah.
so he'll probably have to go back and like save. her.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? I sort of have a theory about the show that we're gonna see Cassian form relationships, romantic friendships, all this, and everyone he loves is gonna get killed by the Imperials, and that is kind of gonna make him and his death feel like it's like worth so much more in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Rogue One.
The what do you call it? The ending of that episode was really cool too. I thought where like the ISB was just like, you're like, tell your parents, tell your folks you're not coming home tonight. Like we're locking this shit down. I thought that was really cool. And then like what's his name? Stellan Skarsgård just like walking in the back and be like,
Him being like, it fucking worked. That was awesome. Coldest line of the episode though, when the guy sees that the lieutenant has like turned on. The lieutenant was a spy all along, and he's like, you deserve to be hanged for this. He's like, I served you for 7 years. I deserve much worse.
Yeah,
Like,
that was great.
Mic
Yeah.
drop, motherfucker.
Yep. Fuck, that was good.
Dude, also, like one thing I just want to add this last point. Like sometimes in Star Wars, it feels like the villain is the Empire, but the villain is like Palpatine or it's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
This has done such a great job of painting the Empire as like the main villain. Like it's not like they're fighting against an idea less than like just a singular person. It makes for just it makes it for like better writing. I really do. I'm blown away by this show.
It's not
very
gonna
blown
kill
away.
That, what's his name? What was his name in Game of Thrones? Maester like Horrocks or something.
Oh yeah, the Maester.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the cracking bones.
Yeah.
That guy.
The Maester from the early seasons.
Not Corin. Fuck. What was it? Something with a Q.
Who was the guy who jumped out of bed that one episode, just started cracking all his bones?
Yeah. Oh,
That made me laugh.
we actually haven't seen our old good friend Crunchberry Steve or whatever we're gonna call him. The little bitch that works for the corpo.
Oh yeah.
We had like 20 minutes with him
Crunchberry
last
Steve. We
episode.
call him Fuckface. Yeah.
Fuckface,
Serial,
okay.
I think his name is. Serial Karn.
Serial Karn. We're gonna see him soon. The other thing, Kyburn. Yeah, Maester Kyburn. He's the one that brings the mountain back to life. The next other
Good
thing,
talk Chainsaw Man. It was,
don't talk particulars because I'm gonna watch.
it
like
was
this
fucking
weekend.
It was fucking awesome. Did you see the opening? This isn't a spoiler.
I
Did
see
you see it?
nothing from it. I don't want to see anything from it until I.
So the OP has like 30 straight film references that are just incredible. Like everything from like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction to like No Country for Old Men to fucking Constantine and like Fight Club. Like the opening is so sick, and it's because like the guy who wrote the manga.
manga.
The guy who wrote the manga that the anime is adapted from is like the biggest like film like nerd ever. Like fucking,
wait.
it's so like the opening is so sick. You got to go look up like all the references afterwards because it's incredible. Like,
Cannot wait. The other thing I definitely want to talk with you guys about is the She-Hulk finale, which I thought was awesome. That's like I said among the Marvel shows, that is the second best finale, only to Loki.
I think you're right.
Loki had like the biggest real world consequences, I guess, but like this is the best finale other than that. And I was saying like the first half of this show, like it was back and forth. Sure, it was like up and down, mostly down, but like the last 3 episodes of the show, I thought were really good.
I thought all of the
Specifically finale.
cameo episodes were really good. Like the wedding episode. There was one, the one where she sends Pug and Nikki off with the drip broker, and she does her own thing. They were okay. It could have been a shorter show. You could have cut like a couple episodes out entirely, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think every episode should have been like a you don't know who's going to show up cameo fest. Even though they made the jokes about that, they were very self-aware about like, remember whose show this is. Yeah. But I'm shocked. Like I have friends who text me every week, like this is the worst show I've ever seen. Like texted me after the finale, like puke emojis, and I was just like,
that finale was awesome.
It's not the
such great.
it's not the worst show. I didn't love it. but I like there was like it got way stronger towards the back,
Like
which I'll give it a
the
ton of
whole
credit for because that was
fourth
like
wall break was one of my favorite sequences
so
in
cool.
any MCU show.
Yeah, and to Jack's
the
point
cat.
here,
I'm not a fan of the Kevin bot. I'll just say I
Why
thought it
do
was
you
a
like
bad
the Kevin
bit.
bot? I loved
I
it.
thought that was a great.
I thought
bit.
it was like
He was
something
wearing
out.
the hat.
had
I
the
thought it
hat.
was like something out of an SNL writers room.
But that's what.
Oh,
Well, not
I
current.
thought that
SNL.
was good.
But so to this point, I think that the plan, like when it's a planned bit, that the ending is like they make it that way and it's self aware. Like I think that's fine. If like they were making fun of themselves after adding season 2, making fun of something they did in season 1 that was bad,
Yeah.
like that's different. But I think in this case, when it's a planned out thing,
They
and
also
self-aware, I
wrote
it's
like
good.
a specifically ridiculous thing in Todd getting the
Yeah.
Venom and Hulk busting in and Titania busting in. I was even thinking like, all right, this is getting cluttered. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
And then when she flips it and she's like, this is crazy. I'm going to talk to the writers. I was
Yeah.
like, that's fucking brilliant. It's also something that's happened in the comics.
Yeah.
She's gone and talked to the panelists and the cartoonists in the comics and been like, hey, rewrite this storyline. This sucks.
exactly. Oh, Madison did rock, by the way.
Oh, Madison was also with an
With
N,
one,
with
yeah.
2 N's and 1 Y, but not where you think.
Fun fact: that actress actually follows Sharon Lefty.
Oh, you
What the
told me
fuck?
that. Yeah.
Bizarre.
That's
I,
really weird.
I remember because she followed me before her episode on She-Hulk, and I like whenever a verified person follows, I always give it a click and just see who it
Yep.
is. And in her bio, it's like, oh, I'm in She-Hulk, and I'm like, I've never seen this person before in my life. And then she was in the next episode. And I was like, oh,
That's nuts.
this kind of rocks.
Also, the intro for this episode was great. The
Yeah,
Lou
that was
Ferrigno
cool.
tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
I
one of
like
the
that a
first,
lot.
like,
I like that a
superhero shows
lot.
I ever watched. You know that? I
Yeah.
got the DVD for one of my early birthdays. Like one of my aunts brought me that DVD. And
Mhm.
thinking back, like I was like 6. So like a 6-year-old probably,
The-
maybe a 6-year-old's a little more forgiving of the CGI, but
Yeah.
I loved it.
This it just
That's where I'm
this
at. Like,
isn't
just,
this isn't a week to week show where like they're making an episode while episodes were airing. Like this is all made. This is finished well before.
Yeah,
it
they didn't
released.
address any Twitter criticism.
Yeah.
They
But they-
predicted what people would criticize, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a kind of more prediction. So like if it was a week to week show, you're like, yes, you're right about this. But like again,
Also,
all made well beforehand.
What writing flaws were criticized?
Well,
Other than like the cluttered ending,
planned-
which
Yeah.
it was written
It was
to be
self-aware.
cluttered.
I
so they
think
could
the
make a joke
entire
about
I
that.
think the entire she couldn't get a date storyline was bad, and
That-
it ran
yes.
for 3 episodes, and it was
Yeah.
like Jesus
I could have
Christ,
done
like
with a lot less of that. I like
because
that
I was
she
like, it's
fucked
just
right
not
away, though.
believable.
She's
It's
hot.
not.
She's hot. Tatiana
See,
Maslany. It's like
that-
she's hot.
Me and Clem talked about that. They made her out to be like, oh, when
Undesirable.
She's beautiful,
Yeah.
but when she's Jen, she's
Yeah.
not. It's
I'm
like
like,
Jen's
no,
pretty
you're
hot.
not gonna,
Jen's
yeah,
hot.
you're not gonna make us believe it. Like, sorry, like she's just
Yeah.
really hot.
There was also, I could see some people saying, other than Pug and Daredevil, I think every single guy
Yeah.
was a complete dickhead douchebag in the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
Maybe people don't like that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I guess it's kind of like I get not on the nose, but like it's good. But
It's
yeah.
such a light, easy watch though. Like some people are taking it so
I think it would have done
seriously.
better if it dropped all at once. I think
Mhm.
if it dropped
Yeah,
all
you're
at
probably
once,
right
I don't
about
think this was a good week to
probably
week
right about
release
that.
kind of series.
I think
Yeah.
you're right.
I think if you could absorb all of that information at once, it would make it easier to digest, especially like the
And it should have
criticism
been
they're
like
talking about.
6 20-minute episodes.
Yeah. But the whole ending anyway, I thought was really, really smart. Where like everything just stops and she climbed when it went to Disney Plus. I was like,
Yeah,
oh fuck, like
yeah.
I messed up.
Yeah.
Like it's a cheap bit, but like that got me really
It was
good. 'Cause I was like, I like picked up my remote. I was like, wait, is this on purpose? And then she jumped out, and I think going through the writers' room to meet Kevin was very funny as well. And like,
It was great. Yeah.
What'd they play? They played "Fantasy" by Mariah Carey as she's like just beating
Oh,
the shit out of
yeah,
all the
yeah.
guards.
When she has to
No,
sign an
they were playing
NDA
the
and everything.
Lotto Big Money remix of Fantasies.
Oh,
I recognize the beach just slightly different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Good
and a different
workout
person
song.
singing. But she, what do you call it? When she burst into the Kevin bot, and Kevin bot like all of his addresses, everything he said, where he's like, "Can you please just turn back into regular you because this is expensive?"
Yeah.
And our CGI crew has already moved on. To
That was
another thing.
funny because that's like, yeah, like that's the writers just bitching about like,
Yeah,
I saw people complaining about that too. People were saying, "Oh, it's not funny to make fun of underpaid overwork," and it's like, "Oh my god, it was such an innocent joke, guys.
Yeah.
We can't joke about fucking anything anymore."
yeah. Oh, and this is true too. This is a great sort
Awesome.
of because Tim Roth is a good actor, and like him having
Yes.
to play a 1D villain in that OG Hulk like was not great for him, and him getting to like go and do his whole new version of it, I thought was very funny. But yeah, it was very funny. I thought in the entirety of like his bit where he's like, yeah, you got to turn around, make sure we go off camera before you
Yeah.
transform. There's a lot of bits in that I thought were really good, and I thought the ending was solid. And it's not one
I
again.
like Jen as a character too.
Yeah.
Like at the end, I was happy to see her and Daredevil together. I hope Jen
I
shows
would,
up in Born Again.
I would like to see her in Daredevil. I think that would be
I
great.
think the move
If they
is to
make
have
that, if they
Jen
make that
show
a
up, but
team,
never have her turn into She-Hulk in that show.
Yeah.
If that show's
Yeah.
the gritty, dark, like maybe it's not as gritty as the Netflix one, but
Yeah.
I think you just have Jen show up, go on a date with him, maybe spend the night, and then she goes back the next day or
Oh,
something.
and something we have to talk about: the Hulk having his little kid. show up
dude, that
at
was a
Fast
Glorpo kind of moment. I get what it sets up because it sets up
Yeah.
the,
I thought it was
the Hulk
funny because I
movie.
thought it was almost.
But I was
made
like,
up.
this guy, this looks like one of those
Oh, it was
edits.
funny, too. I
where-
forgot about this. That was good too.
That was good.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen those like Instagram edits of like Hulk with like he's got like a man bun?
Yeah.
And he's like a hipster. It
Yeah.
looked like that. That's what
it
it sounded like.
completely looked like they copied and pasted Ruffalo's model and just gave him like weird hair that didn't really
Yeah.
match.
That shit was funny, man. It killed me. Like him just showing up at the Fast and Furious barbecue
Yeah.
ass scene.
This is my son.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Daredevil's like, I can't see him.
And the idea that like that Sicarian ship that started off the show by like throwing him off the road or whatever, that Sicarian ship is basically like Child Protective Services or like child or
You
like
think it probably was someone from Sakaar and not the son himself, right?
oh yeah, no, his son wasn't in there.
Yeah.
That was somebody bringing him back to Sakaar. They got Scar messed up with his hairline. That's true.
His hairline.
Yeah, I
looked
got to
like
go back to Sakaar. I owe $30,000 in child support.
Exactly. Yeah. It was like a shit ton of money
It
there.
was also funny when like they almost tried to reveal it in the Kevin scene. Like Kevin was trying to reveal. He was like, "Oh, but the Hulk was going to bring in," and she was like, "Nope, not important. Save it for the next movie."
Mhm.
Like the way she was cutting him off like that, I thought was really funny.
Exactly. Are you getting a movie? No. Like that was
Yeah.
also very good as well. I thought. It did make me more excited for Daredevil for sure. I would agree that I don't want him to be lighthearted. I want him to be closer to the Netflix version, which was so great.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be like the goofy. Well, that just happened.
The legal scenes are good in Daredevil too. Like the courtroom
Yeah,
scenes,
for
like
sure.
they like kept me invested. Like sometimes I think that would have like just turned me off
Yeah.
immediately, but they played it well.
Yeah. It's not a show that jumps off the screen to me as like, damn, can't wait for season 2 or anything like that. But like, it was a really strong finish.
I'll watch more of it. Like lean into the cameos, lean into the comic booky. You never know who's going to show up this week, and probably do a shorter season 2. I would do 6 episodes, 6 20-minute episodes,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and I'm curious if they would be able to change the balance to have more legal stuff, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I want to watch a Marvel show for legal stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I do want
Yeah.
to see stuff outside of like the mainstream, just like heroes fighting monsters or whatever. But still, I don't
They
know.
were able to do some fun stuff with it in this. Like I thought Titania C&D'ing her on her own name was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then I thought the leapfrog like courtroom scene was
Rip
pretty
it and
good with
rip it.
Matt Murdock.
Ribbit is so good.
Yeah.
That was like, and I think you made the reference before. Like, he was very vigilante-ish from like Peacemaker,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a way. Which is really
This show introduced like that kind of like to the MCU, like the boysness of
yeah.
there's superheroes everywhere and some of them just suck and are random.
Or
Mr.
egotistical
Immortal.
dicks or
Yeah.
something like that. I can't wait for fucking Peacemaker season 2. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was what a good
That's-
first season that was.
God, you talk about a funny show.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That was an insanely funny show. Man,
Where's
that
this
killed me.
rank in the MCU? I was talking to Clem about this. Like, I think this is like a more enjoyable show than a lot of like maybe not a lot of what they put up. But I think like, and this is gonna piss some people off because I know a lot of people love this show and I liked it. I enjoyed it, but I thought this was a more enjoyable show week to week than like Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd agree
yeah.
with that.
Even like
This
Mr.
is
Marvel.
5 for me, I'd say.
But like,
So I go
Moon Knight's
Loki.
near the bottom, like, if not the bottom.
You know, me
Loki.
and Clem said that on the podcast, and people got pissed. People were like, "No, Moon Knight's like either 1 or 2." And
No,
we were
absolutely
like,
not. Not in
No,
a million
I'd
years.
go Loki, WandaVision,
Same.
I'm gonna feel
I think
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's up
Yeah,
there.
I'd say
Hawkeye was
Hawkeye.
fun.
Yeah.
Hawkeye,
was great.
like as a Christmas, like I'm just a sucker for that kind of Christmas stuff.
Agreed.
Like it's I'm gonna watch that again this Christmas. Like
I
it's
probably
fun.
will too. Bishop, probably the rookie of the year last
Then
year.
I'd go
Yeah.
Miss Marvel, and then I'd go She-Hulk.
So in the full list, yeah, Miss Marvel was like definitely not bad. Not
It
one
fell
that,
off
like,
in the middle, but
yeah,
like
It
it
did
started
fall off.
strong and
fell
it
off
ended
hard
strong.
in the middle. Yeah.
So
the first episode and the last episode were awesome. Everything in between that were.
I
Yeah.
think
The
I'd-
second episode was okay.
if I had to pick a top 3, it would be like Loki number 1, obviously, and
Yeah.
then probably like WandaVision and Hawkeye, and then I would have She-Hulk.
But WandaVision, even like I was talking to Clem about this.
Yeah, I have the
WandaVision's
same-
finale was a bit of a letdown.
Mm.
She-Hulk ended like the strongest episodes were the final 2.
Yeah.
yeah, WandaVision fell off incredibly hard the final two or three. But it was so strong. It was so strong at the beginning that I can forgive.
I didn't even think it was so strong at the beginning till like my second watch. Like I thought it was weak at the beginning. Like the first two
I
were
agree
a
with
struggle, and then episodes like 3, 4, 5 were like
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of.
See, I love that first black and white episode.
I liked it,
loved
but I
the
was
tension.
like, we didn't. It was just like, what if Wanda and Vision were the stars of the Dick Van Dyke Show, and there wasn't anything more to it other than the choking scene.
Yeah.
Which was good.
I didn't realize like Hawkeye got a lot of hate. I thought people mostly enjoyed it. I thought it was like such a great like special. You know what I mean? Remember how we were like praising Werewolf by Night or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
like the coolness of that I think is in a lesser way reflected in Hawkeye, where it's like a small little self-contained thing.
Yeah.
That's like not totally different from like what we were used to in the MCU, and that's where like I think Werewolf by Night was different. But like this, I thought was good. It was fun holiday stuff, goofy.
It was just a goofy little holiday thing. Yeah.
Me
And
and
it
Clem are
got
gonna
some
do,
Yelena. Anytime I get more Florence Pugh on my screen, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Fact.
Christmas theme definitely helped a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
That's a
mean,
brilliant
like,
move.
I wouldn't watch an Easter themed Hawkeye or something like that.
but I mean,
Rosh Hashanah.
So?
I don't know. Do it next. Let's see. I might
Rosh
watch it.
Hashanah.
I watched
Hawkeye, yeah. Eat Hawkeye.
Me and Clem are going to do a full Werewolf by Night recap, and I decided the whole thing's going to be in black and white.
Dude, it was good, man.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I loved it.
I
And
will
I
say-
saw your guys clip about it on Light's camera, and Jeff saying like, "I hope this is like a light bulb
New
moment
model,
for
yeah.
Marvel." And I agree. Like, I even think She-Hulk. I know they got approved for a second season, but if you just gave her like an hour-long mini movie
Mhm.
where you have a couple cameos and stuff like that, it might work better.
I agree with that. This is, by the way, very true.
It's really good.
If
people.
that was a Halloween special, it'd be fine.
I don't know.
think
People
that's-
think this
Yeah, I
is
think you're
real.
right about
show,
that.
whatever they're doing.
I think you're right about that.
An
I'm
hour
worried that
long
they're gonna.
Agatha.
I'm worried that they're gonna go back to the Salem witch shit. I don't want to see
Yeah.
flashbacks to the MCU. Just
Yeah.
move forward.
Mhm. This is also true. Yeah. Easter themed Daredevil. Yeah. What's a more visual holiday for him? But yeah, so that's She-Hulk. Lord of the Rings finale. Quick thoughts, Robbie. You haven't seen it, right?
Nope, I haven't seen it.
So very quick thoughts. There was 2 big reveals in it. I thought they were both really well done, and I think that the ending of this season was very much like the original trilogy, where like it doesn't end like, hey, here's a cliffhanger. This is why you need to watch the next
Yeah.
one. This is why you have to watch the next one. It's like more like the adventure of this season is done. Here's the new adventure. You know what I mean? Like it's a start. You get the start of a new adventure, and it can really go in any direction. It's not like you
There we
need to
go.
see who's who or something like that, which I really like.
How many episodes did they do? 7 or 8?
They did 8 episodes, right?
Yeah, 8.
Yeah.
I saw that last week's episode in a weird, trippy way was called The Eye.
Yeah, and
the
then
exact same name as Andor's
it
episode.
was
Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
really
Star Wars
bizarre.
and Lord of the Rings both put out an episode called The Eye in the same
Yeah.
week.
They were awesome. I thought I really enjoyed them.
I just finished The Hobbit, by the way.
the
the
book
book?
or the
Yes,
dumb
I've
people.
been having Andy Serkis read it to me, but yeah,
Andrew Circus.
Did he do the?
he did a full audio, the full collection of Lord of the Rings,
Holy
back in like
shit.
2011. It's very good. He's very good
Does
at
he
it.
do like all the voices?
Yes, he does all the
Wow.
voices. He's very performative. It's a very nice listen. And Hobbit's very
That
short,
had
so
to take him how many hours to record that?
I mean, they get paid a ton to do that.
Yeah,
Don't forget it's Andrew Circus. You were there for us
For Venom too, yeah.
Yeah.
and we
We-
fucking got out of there early, and I saw him getting out of there early
Yep.
as well. He was
We-
like, "What'd you think?" We were like, "We loved
Yeah.
it."
I was talking to that. We were talking about that experience the other day on LCB, and I was just like, that might be the smelliest movie theater that's ever existed.
Such a
like,
smelly. People were legit wearing like Venom pajamas to the theater.
Yep.
We were in like the fucking front row,
Yep.
looking up. Like I was
Looking
almost
up at the
falling
rave.
asleep during. I remember.
How could
almost
you
falling
fall asleep in an
during
80
the
minute-
loudest scene in movie history in the
Yep.
church with the bells?
Yep.
Dude, that movie stunk.
That movie.
The worst part is one of my friends, a guy who used to be my roommate, texted me like the day after right after he got out of the theater. He's like, dude, that movie was so good. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I think so much less of your opinions now.
That was one
Exactly.
of my least favorite superhero movies I've ever seen.
It's
That-
Chris's like
that-
least favorite movie of all time.
I hate Shazam too. I know people love that, but oh
I-
my
Yeah,
I
that's your
dug
wildest
Shazam.
take.
It's not like an insanely. I don't think by any means like an insanely good superhero movie, but I like dug it for what it's worth. You see fucking The Rock premiere. You see him holding up babies.
I saw him
Black
holding
Adam.
up babies. I saw him holding
Dude,
up babies, making.
They've
grown men
completely
cry.
spoiled their reveal too.
They
Mhm.
spoiled everything. I saw the clip on TikTok.
I mean, I knew they would do that because I said it on Monday. I was like, if they want like a very specific part of the DC fan base, like the Snyder fans to show up,
Mhm.
go ahead and like leak that like out and they're all gonna go. They're all gonna go now. Like,
And he's not
Yeah.
like even trying to hide it in the red carpet interviews. Like he did a red carpet interview with Brandon Davis where
Yeah,
he
I saw
like
that.
clearly pretty much said what happened. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
I
I mean,
I'm not gonna spoil it for people. I'm actually gonna
yeah,
see
because
the
if you're not
movie.
online, you definitely haven't seen it because they haven't put in like the promotional material yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, it's like if you're online, you've probably seen
it's
it.
fucking obvious too. All right, so that's Lord of the Rings. Quick talk. Last thing we have up now is the draft we've been talking about this entire time, and it is Gooch's last up anyway, so that actually works out perfectly.
Oh, nice.
We did a randomized order. It's me, you, and then Gooch.
Cool.
Our draft
I like
of
being in the middle.
a draft of movies that scared. It's actually weird. It's exactly how it
Pretty
is.
much, yeah.
So we're doing again a draft of movies that scared us as a kid. I just realized I left this comment pinned this entire time. The hierarchy has changed thanks to Venom 2. People forget. Oh no, that's because of Black Adam.
Oh, I thought
Venom
they were
2
saying
saved the movies.
I thought they were saying Robbie left the room. Now I'm the Robbie in the room.
No, the Black Adam changed the hierarchy of cinema, and then Venom 2 saved all movies.
I did see that.
Changed everything.
Top Gun should thank them.
No, it's
Yeah.
the hierarchy of power in the DC universe.
That's right. Okay, so I was just telling him it's me, then Robbie, and then you, Gooch.
Okay.
I have first pick. I think if we're doing, should we clarify if we're doing movies or characters?
Yeah, it could be either.
Because I feel like they're kind of the same thing in this sense. Because you're
Yeah.
gonna talk about like a character within the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like we could just say movies for now. And if I had to pick one, my for 1-1 overall, it's gonna be The Thing. The Thing is one of the creepiest movies you'll ever watch in your entire life. And I think as far as like practical effects monsters go, The Thing is the scariest I've ever seen in my life. It fucking to this day, when I watched it when I was younger, way too young.
I was about to say, you saw The Thing as a kid?
Yeah,
I was like-
didn't see the thing till like 2 years ago.
I was probably like it wasn't when I was like 5 years old. I saw it when I was like probably like 11 or something.
Pretty slow moving movie for a kid too.
Yeah, like I think one of my friends' brothers or something had watched it, and it's like, you gotta watch this. So we watch it. I watched that movie, and that creature scarred me for life.
Yeah.
Specifically, the scene. There's a bunch of scenes, but like the scene where the guy puts his hands in and it and like belly opens up and like eats it. That scene fucked me up, and the scene where like his head starts like going up on the big ass fucking wire or whatever, like that messed me up so bad as a kid. Like I can't.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it was.
I
real
can't
bad.
believe you saw that.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep for like fucking weeks because all I would do is like wake up dreaming about that creepy ass just creature. And like that shit, what's crazy to me is like that creature is so much scarier than any CGI thing I've ever seen in like, the last 20 years.
No,
or
it is.
30 years, whatever. Yeah, John Carpenter, the kid.
Like literally one of the best episodes of the X-Files is just a complete ripoff of The Thing too. Like
Oh,
it's
really?
like it's complete. I mean, it's an homage, but like
Yeah.
it's a ripoff and it's so fucking good. Like yeah, I mean the
The
whole
arc and
premise.
everything, they go
Yeah,
to the
yep,
snow.
yep. Mm-hmm.
So John Carpenter actually had a couple really good funny quotes this last weekend. They were asking what was it someone was interviewing him and they're just like, yeah, have you seen any elevated horror? And he's like, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
that was so funny. That killed me when I was reading that. I was like, oh my god.
The interviewer's like, yeah, you know, like A24 stuff, you know, like Hereditary, Midsummer, and he's like, I don't know what that is, like at all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, at all. That's just John Carpenter. He
Yeah.
also wants to make a Dead Space movie, I think, or Dead Space game, or new Dead Space game.
Yeah, he does.
He wants to make a game?
Yeah.
Yes, he
Dead
wants to
Space
do a
is
game.
Great horror game.
No, I know, but like
It's interesting.
John Carpenter knows what Dead Space is?
If he plays a lot of video games, he played Last of Us. He
Really?
played like a
Mhm.
bunch of other like horror-based
Huh.
video games.
That shocks me.
Yeah, pretty cool.
He's just all over the place.
Cool old guy.
But yeah,
Elevate is such a stupid term, by the
Such
way.
a snobby, like
Because it's
yeah,
like, oh, you like the good ones.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
basically what you're saying.
Who's
You
the guy I post from Family Guy with the long tooth? Is that his name? It's like Neville Longtooth or something. His
Yeah.
whole bottom chin is hanging out. He's like, oh,
Yeah, that's right. Wow,
Yeah.
what a pull. I would have never thought of that. Yeah, that's right. He called Naughty Dog to ask if he could for help. Yeah, dude, he's
wow.
fucking cool. John Carpenter is like one of the OG horror guys. Obviously, not that I need to
Shout
say
out
that.
Halloween Ends out today.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen it?
No, God no.
not looking. I'm gonna watch Rosalind
I'm gonna watch
first.
it tonight.
I'm gonna watch Rosalind with Caitlin Dever.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, but I don't have high hopes because I heard Michael Myers doesn't even show up till like more than halfway through the movie. I'm like, oh
Jesus.
fuck.
That last one was bad. The first.
Yeah, no,
Part
the
of
last
this
one.
reboot.
Yeah, the last one wasn't great.
Oh yeah, I mean,
2018 Halloween, pretty fun.
we were saying we want to bet a pretty decent amount that it isn't the end of Halloween.
Oh, of
Like,
course
no
not.
way
no.
Michael Myers dies in this.
Fuck no. He'll
0%
die. He'll die,
chance.
but they'll bring him back.
Okay, so Robbie, you're up.
I'm gonna go with It, the Tim Curry It.
one, yeah.
Yes.
And this was a movie so scary to me that it's the only movie I remember like running past in the aisle of Hollywood Video. I didn't
Mhm.
even want to look at the cover of Tim Curry's It. I actually still haven't seen it to this day. So it feels a little weird putting it on here as like a movie that terrified me because it's a movie I haven't seen, but
Understandable.
it's so scary to me that I don't want to see it.
Terrifying movie cover too, because that was a movie
Yeah.
you go
Yes.
to Blockbuster, you're walking
The
down
white,
the aisles,
like-
yes,
Yes.
it's fucking terrifying.
Scared the shit out of me. Have you guys seen it? Is it good?
Yeah, no, they're both very good in different ways.
Oh, there's two. They
well, the
made the
remake.
sequel.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
The remake of it.
I've seen the
I mean,
remake.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I
Which
think
is
they're,
pretty good.
they're both very good in very different ways. I think Curry's version is creepier than Bill Skarsgård, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's something to do with Tim Curry's face. He's just like very,
I,
very.
I think it
creepy.
is way creepier. I also went to they had some kind of Italian festival in the Jersey Shore last weekend, and I
Mhm.
went. And after it was over, I was walking my car, and I turned a corner, and there was a fucking clown in full clown paint, like
Oh,
just in an
man.
alleyway
Nope.
with a puppet of a duck or something on his arm.
Yep.
And I was like, keep walking, keep walking. I don't have like a clown fear, but when you see that in an alleyway and he's alone, it was
Yep.
scary.
I actually would love this happen. Huge. How great would that be? Have that on one TV, Rosaline. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, I was about to say like this was a wild time to be.
Yeah,
like,
that was a weird thing.
I was living in
They made it like a quasi documentary about it. It was
Yeah.
like a real movie that they made seem like a documentary, right? Just called Clown, I think.
I was living in Washington Heights at that point, and like I went out in the street, and like all these, there was like a group of teens, and said they were going clown hunting. They were all like dressed up like fucking like Ghostbuster kids or some shit, and they were just like going around like screaming about how they were hunting clowns.
Who you gonna call?
Yeah, dude, it was
Clown
funny.
hunters.
So you're doing the It Tim Curry version,
original,
Traumatized.
yeah.
Clowns are scary, man.
Super scary.
I think like in the hierarchy of scary real life things, it's like for me, it's like dolls and then clowns.
Dolls are super creepy.
Dolls are
yeah.
fucking weird. Like adults that play with dolls now, like ventriloquism, I'm so out on that. Could not be more
on
out.
it, yeah.
You ever
Out
seen?
on Jeff Dunham?
Yeah, oh, so and Terry Fader. You know how much money Terry Fader makes? You might not even
Is
know
that
he is.
the turtle guy?
I think he does.
He was like an America's Got Talent.
No, well, he does like all. He has like a Vegas residency.
I think it might be the guy I'm thinking.
Dude's
of.
raking in like 20 million a year doing fucking puppets. And Jeff Dunham's probably making as much, if not
I
more.
used to like Jeff Dunham.
I think everyone did.
I kill you.
Yeah, kill you, the Ahmed the terrorist. It was an all-time
Pretty
bit
funny
right there.
shit. Yeah, I think that's problematic now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Gooch. You got back to back.
Definitely. All right, you guys are picking like actual scary stuff, but
No,
I'm
you
gonna-
don't have to. It's like just anything
No,
that's
I have
Alright.
stuff on my list. that's
my
not.
first pick is the Brave Little Toaster.
yeah, the AC.
Fucking traumatized. Not just the AC. When they're in that junkyard and all those appliances are singing about how they want to die, traumatized me. That's like an existential crisis as a 5-year-old. I was so fucked up from that movie. Absolutely, just terrible. Yeah, the AC dying. Oh my god, they're pulling out their entrails, like their cords, and like
Yeah.
putting them back together. Fucking movie terrified me.
It's not meant for kids.
No.
It's like grand scale meta, actually very scary.
That's one that I missed out on growing up. I've never seen it, but I only know it because of people on Twitter talking about various scenes being scary.
Yeah.
It's like should be
Put a
like an
toaster on there.
uplifting
Put a toaster.
movie. It's called The Brave Little Toaster.
yeah.
And they made it absolutely horrifying.
actually getting a new toaster oven in the mail today.
Oh,
I've had one, my same one I've had since I was in college in my dorm
Ooh,
room.
R.I.P.
nice.
It's an OG, like,
Yeah.
but it was like I thought it would last a year because it was like Hamilton Beach, like one of the worst brands for that sort of thing. Lasted forever.
Wow.
So RIP, my toaster oven. Got a new one.
People are believing this Noah Centineo thing.
Of course they are. You got back to back.
Next up, Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay,
Specific.
very specific one. And this one was traumatizing because the zombies were real. The monsters were real. They're never real in Scooby-Doo. But this time they were real. And that really fucked with me. The zombies were creepy as shit.
When
so
you
I was,
say real, what do you
I
mean
think I ever saw it.
real?
like they were real zombies.
Like live action?
no, like they were like real. Like usually
Oh,
the monsters in
usually you pull a
Scooby-Doo.
mask
like,
off.
you
I-
pull a
I
mask
see
off,
what
it's
you mean.
like-
I see what
It's
you
like,
mean.
oh, it was like someone
Yes.
pulling the strings. But no, these were
Would've
just
got
straight
away
up
with it.
fucking zombies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it fucked with me so bad because
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, no, not in this world. Not you, Scoob.
I
So,
think the only feeling I've ever gotten
Scrap-
watching, Scrappy Doo dead. in Miami. That's my
Scrappy
favorite
Doo has
thing.
been found dead.
You've seen
in
before,
my-
right?
yeah.
The one of my I think the only feeling I've ever gotten evoked from Scooby Doo is just getting horny at Velma cosplayers. That's it. Velma's
Well,
hot.
Daphne too.
Daphne, but like Velma's hotter than Daphne. I'm sorry, that's just a fact.
I don't
Mm.
agree with that, to be honest. Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Just wait until you
Linda Cardellini, it was she, yeah.
just
Ah,
Google Velma
tell you what.
cosplay, and you'll change your mind real quick.
I
promise you
I
that.
think I'm more of a Daphne guy.
I might just
Also, Velma, they announced lesbian.
yes. We
Everyone
talked
knew
about the
that.
other day.
I was gonna say it's always been kind of. It's
Implied.
always been on the table. I mean,
Come on,
she
since
wears
the 70s.
dude. Look
Linda
at all those
Cardellini
turtles.
as Velma.
A woman doesn't wear that many turtlenecks without raising some eyebrows.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
That was like the 50s version of basically just saying you're gay. But yeah, so Scooby-Doo Zombieland, I never saw it, but now I think I'm going to. See, people are I thought Daphne was hot until I grew up. Something awakes when Linda Cardellini comes
I
downstairs.
think it was. I literally think it's because we got
Yeah,
incepted
yeah.
by Linda Cardellini
Yeah.
being so hot in the
Yeah,
original.
Linda Cardellini. That's not fair.
I don't remember this one.
Don't
Isn't
remember
Linda
that.
Cardellini?
I don't remember this at all.
Wait,
Duh.
Freaks and Geeks legend.
Fuck, man, it's hot.
Wow.
I'm gonna get my girlfriend to do
Good
it
for you,
Halloween, I
Pat.
think.
humble brag.
Wait, is this true? I never finished Supernatural. Well, I haven't.
Wait,
yet.
what?
No way.
I don't remember that at all.
I think Kevin Smith was the
Unless
first
it was
person
in
to do
the-
a live action.
Was it
Scooby-Doo,
in the
by way.
Supernatural anime?
I mean, it's like a supernatural. cartoon or
There was a
something.
live action Mystery Machine and
Mhm.
a gang in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
And Daphne and Velma, I believe, take their shirts off.
Oh,
Ooh.
They don't show boobs. They have bras on, but
Gotcha.
you know what I mean.
All right, Robbie, you're back up.
My next pick is the easiest pick I could ever make. This was the movie that truly traumatized me the most as a kid. And it was one that I actually watched. It wasn't like I was so scared I couldn't watch it. I did watch this one. My mom, I'll never forget being over my grandma's, my mom bringing home the VHS from Hollywood Video saying, we're going to watch this tonight. It's such a good movie. You're going to love it. Robin Williams is in it. And I was like, oh, great. It was Jumanji. And it scared
Yes.
the ever-living shit
Yeah.
out of me.
Jumanji. Oh,
My
God,
mom
great
still
pick.
tells the stories of like a 4-year-old me clasping onto her so tight when I was like trying to go to sleep that night that I was choking her out. I had like a rear naked choke on my mom, and she was like, ah, ah, ah. The spiders, the tarantulas, the snakes, everything about this movie, so scary. My brother showed it to his kid and then bought him the board game Jumanji and then put his phone on the Jumanji theme or whatever,
Mhm.
put it in the board game, put it under the bed, and was like, oh, go up to your room or whatever. And he heard the Jumanji theme coming out of the game. It wasn't a good idea. Scared the shit out of him.
Yeah. You know what's funny too is when you go back and you watch, like, or not even go back, when you watch the Rock version, it's just like not even close to like.
No,
that
but
level. Two very
the
different
first
movies.
one, the first Rock Jumanji, very enjoyable, I thought.
Yes,
The
and-
second one I did not like.
The first one is like enjoyable in a way where it's like they took the property and they did something different with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's totally different from Jumanji in that way.
And
That's
smart and new
fucking-
age, like you turn it into a video game. Like that's one of the
Yeah.
when you say we're making a 21st century Tarzan, I cringe. But like when you say you're doing it for Jumanji, make it into a video game,
Yeah.
smart.
The I'm trying to think of some of the other scenes. What wasn't like a linchpin of that movie like him wanting Robert Parrish shoes or something? Like
I tried to block it out of my memory.
yeah, I'm trying to think of like some of the other scenes from it because like I remember the hunter with his big ass musket just chasing Robin Williams around everywhere.
Yes.
All time great scene of him just yelling, "What year is it?"
And I remember being
two
shown
dumbass kids.
Jumanji in school too, and being like, "Fuck no, no, this is my
It's all happening
traumatizing
again.
movie." Yeah,
Fuck, that's a good pick. I get back to back. I'll start with the Blair Witch Project.
Good one.
So the Blair Witch Project, it's I think an awesome movie. It's like it basically started the found footage
Mhm.
craze. But that movie I think was so brilliant in a lot of ways because number one, you never get to see what you're scared of, which is I think mega smart. And like I think just something about hearing a handheld camera like being jostled around is really scary.
Yeah.
And like even we were talking about the scene with the Joker where he does that when he's filming the guy. And
Yes.
just like that seems scary as hell. And he I think in that movie, just like you following along with them, never getting to see what you're scared of is super smart. And I had like in my backyard growing up, we had like a woods sort of thing,
Mhm.
like with like a decent amount of like woods. I couldn't go back there for like 3 years
Yeah.
at night because I was
What year did Blair Witch come out?
It's like 2000, I think, maybe 99.
Because I obviously didn't see that like when it came out. I saw it like as a fully grown adult. Very creepy, very well done. I liked found footage movies in
Mhm.
general. I love Cloverfield. I like the VHS movies.
Yeah.
I can't imagine watching it like as a kid.
See, dude,
It
like this is
fucked
what
me
happened to me. Like my dad showed it to me because he's like,
Oh,
you're gonna.
no.
My dad's like, you're gonna love this. It's really cool. Like they're out camping and they get like attacked by witches, and I'm like, okay, that kind of sounds cool.
That's
like,
fucked. You
Eh,
can't do that.
I was probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't go back in my backyard for at nighttime forever. I was horrified. So I got to go with that, and then I'll back to back it with Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers. I saw that also way too young. The creature, the actual creeper, in Jeepers Creepers is horrifying.
They're making a new one.
Yeah,
you know
I know.
that?
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
It's
I
a
thought it
Fathom
was
Events
made.
thing.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it made? All right.
It scared the shit out of me. The actual creature, and made me horrified. Number one, the song, the actual Jeepers Creepers song, very creepy. The bus was weird as fuck, and the entire the idea of it happening mostly on like that highway. Like I was scared to go on the road. Like I didn't want to go out on the street or anything. I'm like, that fucking weird thing with the opening up face is gonna fly away and like carve off my face like I did with Justin Long. Like it just scared the living.
Is Justin
shit out
Long
of
in
me.
the original?
Yeah, it's Justin Long, and I forget who the
I've only
girl
seen like
is.
little clips from it. I've never seen the full movie.
It's good. And he's just, that is one of the scariest. I was gonna say creepy.
Justin Long sneaky's in a lot of horror movies. I
He
didn't
is.
realize that about him.
Yeah, and that's like Ride the Starbus crew too, because I want to say
I
the
guess
movie
not
is like
sneaky. I just missed out on it.
I want to say it was like 2002, the first Jeepers Creepers, I would guess. But that one really, it got me bad.
Can we
real
watch
bad.
Barbarian yet? Is that out?
I don't think it's on digital yet. It's probably just got out of
waiting for
theaters.
that.
That's really
Tell you
good.
what's on digital today, Clerks 3. I'd be curious to
Nice.
know what you guys think about it.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited for that. Okay, so Robbie, you're back up.
Another one where straight up from my childhood, I could envision me being terrified of this the first time I saw it. And kind of like the camping trip, I got a beach house and my sister decided it would be a great time to show me Jaws.
Yeah, that was on my
And,
list as
oh
well.
my God, it scared me. It made me not want to go in the ocean. I remember hearing stories from my brother of him, same thing as me, watching it right before he went down the shore. He said he didn't want to go in our above ground pool after he watched Jaws.
Mhm.
Like that's how much he was terrified. One of my favorite movies to this day, though, still, I will go back to Jaws and watch all the time. Oh,
yeah,
26.
26.
Awesome.
Good to know.
Jaws is so good.
I think you know what's weird about that too is like I was trying to think of the scariest horror creatures, and like that's where I initially thought of the Thing and everything like that. The animatronic shark
Yeah.
is horrifying.
Yeah.
It is
Terrifying.
so scary. It looks real to this day.
Apparently, there's still a couple animatronics at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's saying. Was it George Lucas broke one, right?
I think so.
Like I think the first one they
Yeah.
made, he was just like
he
fucking
like
around
leaned
with it.
on it and fucking yeah.
I mean, have you seen
destroyed
that picture, that all-time picture of Spielberg, like in between the jaws of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
animatronic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Such a
that-
great pick.
There's a great like portion of that Spielberg documentary on
Mm-hmm.
HBO where they talk about the disaster that was making Jaws and how
Yeah.
everyone thought it was going to be this pile of shit and everything.
Yep.
And then it wound up being what it was, but it holds up to this day. I saw it at a drive-in last year. That was cool.
This is very
Oh,
true.
that would be cool.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be awesome. I will note that, like, so I grew up, my hometown is like on the water, and like we had like a beach that I would go to all the time. When I saw Jaws, I was like, I'm never going in there.
You know they do fucking floating drive-ins.
I was
Like,
up
on the water. You're in a tube. The screen
While
is
watching
a floating thing
Jaws?
while watching Jaws.
dude. Yeah, fuck.
At
went
night, too.
I went up to Martha's Vineyard this summer, and I was like, not doing the.
not touching
Yep.
the water here.
I was like,
You're like,
we were
who's
in
the
like a little
fucking mayor?
cove, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
All time great cast in Jaws too. Whatever that's worth.
Great cast,
Dude.
great performances, great camera work. The
Mhm.
fucking
The dolly
classic.
zoom.
Yeah.
The dolly zoom is so cool. That's one of my favorite effects, like or camera movements, whatever you would call it. You know what else had a great one? Guardians 2.
Yeah,
The scene where like he
finds out.
Goes into the
that-
eye.
No, when Chris Pratt or Star
He's
Wars
like, you
finds
killed
out
my mom.
that he killed his mom. There's like he's sitting there and he has like the glowing blue eyes or
Yes.
whatever, and they do the. He just goes
Yes.
like, "What?"
You know who recently used it really well? Severance. Like when
Yeah.
they go up and
Oh,
down the
yeah, yeah.
elevator, like to like give the effect of like them like switching it out of like their bodies or whatever,
Amazing
their
show.
minds. Yeah, like that effect was really fucking cool. Really cool way to do that.
People saying, "I thought did Robert Coltrane just die? I thought he died a while ago. Am I crazy?"
Oh man.
Wait,
Yeah, like Friend's Place. Yeah, no.
Did he just pass? Just now?
are they fucking with us? Oh, he did. Damn, he did just die. I thought he died a while ago.
Damn, rest in peace.
Rest
Great
in peace,
character.
Hagrid. Yeah, Robert Coltrane, great actor. Damn, I thought he died. Why did I think he died? A while? Oh,
Fuck.
yeah, there's a couple other Harry Potter cast members that have passed away.
I'll
Alan
take that
Rickman,
up after
rest in
this.
peace.
Yeah. All right. So Gooch, you got back to back.
First one. This is a movie I've never seen, but it just terrified me. Going back to like going to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, whatever movie store you went to, the cover just couldn't do it. Could not do it. It's the Jack Frost movie from like
Oh,
1997
yeah.
with the snowman on the front that looked so angry
He
and
looks
evil.
devious. Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know what it
Just
is
his
because it was
face,
like
it's a big thing
something
of his
that's
face,
supposed
yeah.
to be like innocent and like like Frosty the Snowman, nice. Like snowmen are depicted as nice every time, and you got this just evil looking guy on the front of the cover.
I think
Fucked with
that
me
scared
so
me
bad.
too.
Fucked
I
with
think
me
I
so
repressed that
bad.
memory.
That's a great call. Was that was Keaton, right? Played that.
I don't know. Never
Played
seen it.
the Snowman?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it. I think I've seen bits and pieces maybe, but I don't think I've seen the full movie.
Just got text from my mom. Oh no, the actor that played Hagrid died. Yeah, that's how you know.
Yeah.
Man, she was quick with it.
No,
She
well,
was,
me and my
yeah.
mom, we used to so like my best friend growing up, and I guess still, who calls a best friend anymore? I don't know. I
No,
feel like I
you
can
could
only
have
say that
best friend.
anymore. But he's from Ireland, and his family got like the first Harry Potter book like super early, obviously, because it released there for like a couple years beforehand. And they're like, you got to read this, got to read this. So we read it, and then we would go to, because we loved it so much, we would all go to every single book release at midnight at Barnes and Noble.
Oh, nice.
So like that's like a big shared thing for me and my mom. So she's like big into it.
Damn.
Huge
Rest in
into
peace.
it.
This is the R.I.P. Hagrid episode.
This is
What's his real name? John Coltrane?
Robert Coltrane. John
Robert
Coltrane,
Coltrane.
I think is a
Is a
jazz singer.
jazz.
Jazz singer of some kind. Fuck, now I gotta make the RIP.
Is that noise? Is that your computer just taking off?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going into turbo mode. It heard Robert Coltrane pass, and it's going nuts. Who's you got back to back?
Oh
right?
yeah. Next up, this is kind of a normie pick, but I think everyone's experienced this. The original Willy Wonka. When the train, the tunnel scene is like, so it's out of place in the movie almost. There's also other terrifying stuff in there, just the way kids go like getting taken out left and right.
Mhm.
But yeah, the tunnel mainly was like really fucking like, what the hell? Like just an
Yeah.
acid trip as like a little child. Like, I don't know.
It was
really,
very weird.
really terrifying. And then yeah, just like the rest of the movie, there's some like questionable stuff because you're just like seeing kids just more or less like, you're like,
Die.
what the hell happened to the fat kid? Like you didn't like him, but you're like, did he just die? Like,
Yeah, Augustus Gloop, great name. That's like a Star Wars name.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a Star Wars ass name.
Yeah.
That would be like the name of the the guy
Like
who's
Claude.
Fuckface's dad.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
no, Fuckface's
Or,
boss or whatever.
Yes, the kind of chubby guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Augustus Gloop for sure. All right, so you back to back Jack Frost and Willy Wonka. Robbie, you're back up.
I have it's tough. I have a couple that I want to go for. I'm going to go with another one I haven't seen because when I was little and I saw the cover of the DVDs, it would just scare me way too much. It's The Leprechaun.
oh,
Yeah,
great
great
pick.
call.
The Leprechaun.
The Leprechaun scared the shit out of me. I think it also scared my sister to the point where I believe my sister was in 7th or 8th grade, went to go see one of the Leprechaun movies and had to run out of the theater because she was so scared that she was throwing up.
Jesus Christ.
That's something that was like a
That
common
sticks with
theme
you.
for my sister.
Throwing up.
Like when she saw a horror movie, she would go throw up, but she loved horror movies.
Yeah, so it's like
So it was like she would constantly be like, "Oh fuck, I gotta go throw up."
all over again.
But Leprechaun for me.
That's a great pick. There's like 20 of those movies, isn't there?
There's a lot.
The WWE's Hornswoggle actually played the Leprechaun in one of them.
Did he really?
The
Wasn't it what's his name?
WWE Films purchased the rights to the Leprechaun to put Hornswoggle in a Leprechaun movie.
That's
Wow.
hilarious.
Wasn't it? What's his name? Our boy.
How much do you think
When
the
the
rights
first
to?
No, was it?
What if
so.
we just made a Leprechaun movie? Barstool, like
Barstool
how much of the
Leprechaun.
how much of the rights to the Leprechaun movie? WWE Films is like buying it.
You could have Zod do it. I mean, I'm sure. he'd love
Dude,
it.
would be so funny. We do a Fathom Events release. Barstool
I
Leprechaun
swear
in the
Barstool
office.
could do a Fathom Events release. Like,
Yeah,
it fucking was Warwick Davis.
it was. Yeah.
Holy shit. I don't want to think about that.
Highest grossing actor of all time.
I don't want to think about Warwick in that way.
It's Warwick. It's not Zoe Saldana.
It's Warwick. Yeah, because
Wow.
he's got so much. He's got the Harry Potter movies too. You got to remember
Yeah,
that,
that's
which
true.
is a huge boost.
Yeah. Fuck. I didn't think about that.
Warwick's the man.
Number
Well,
two
yeah,
is
we
actually, I
almost killed
think,
him.
We did almost
Samuel
kill
L.
him.
Jackson because he cameos in so many of the.
Fact.
Yeah.
I just watched a not good Samuel L. Jackson movie.
What was it?
The Cleaner.
The Cleaner.
Have you guys seen this? It was on Netflix and I hadn't heard of it. And I watched the trailer and I was like, hey, this looks like pretty decent. Like he cleans up a murder and then visits the house because he's like, I forgot a tool there. And she was like, what are you talking about?
You sure it's Samuel L. Jackson?
I thought it was.
Oh wait, no. Okay, I was looking at a different movie. This is
Yeah.
Cleaner. There was the
Cleaner.
Cleaner.
Sorry, just Cleaner.
Eva Mendes,
Eva Mendes, Samuel L. Jackson.
Ed Harris. Damn.
It was not good.
Yeah.
It was very, very, very boring.
I got to admit that the picture that they used for it is not promising
Yeah.
at all.
Whoever cut the trailer though, shout out to you because it also got my mom to watch.
Mhm.
recently. She's like, I watched a movie on Netflix called The Cleaner. I think it's new. I was like, it's from 2004, but I watched it too.
All right, I get back to back now. I'll do. I feel like if you watch something when you're 13, it counts. I think, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, so in that case, I'm gonna say The Hills of Eyes, the new one,
Oh.
because that one really fucked me up pretty bad. Because like me and my friends, we went and watched it together. We had like one of the moms came to watch it with us. They're like, "Yo, I want to watch like Hills of Eyes really bad. We really want to see it." And like we go to watch it. Man, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It is a really fucked up movie. And like, there's so much like all the family members, like the weird, like radiated family members and everything like that, like the incest rednecks. They are disgusting, just disgusting creatures. And everything they do in that movie, like a lot of really bad stuff that probably shouldn't even be on camera. Like it really messed me up really bad. And I'd back to back that with, you guys had a lot of mine. I might say Day of the Dead. That's the one from the 70s, because in Day of the Dead, there was one scene where like it's like a zombie movie, but like it's a sequel to Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. In Day of the Dead, they have some of the grossest zombie effects, like really realistic looking like kills and shit like that. There's one where one of these guys, this soldier dies, and like they're ripping open his stomach, which looks gross no matter what. But the guy's screaming, and they pull off his head, and it stretches out his vocal cords, so his scream becomes like tighter as they pull it off.
Oh my
So his
god.
screaming is like, ah! And like as it comes, it really fucked me up bad as a kid. I watched that way too young because I was just like, I watched some zombie movies that were like not like super hardcore or anything, and I'm like, I like zombie movies, so I'll watch this. Not that one.
Wow.
Never watched that one again.
Never
There's
seen it.
another scene,
No.
like the main antagonist, he gets like torn apart by a crowd of zombies, and it is so fucking gross. It is some of the, I think out of all the zombie movies I've ever watched, it is by far the most, not like terrifying in a way that like 28 Days Later was or anything like that, but like it is the scariest to me. So I'll go with Day of the Dead. And Robbie, you're back up.
I'm
Your
gonna
last
go. I hope I don't get roasted for this pick. To be honest, I'll probably show my age with it because a lot of the people watching this in the chat might say, "Oh my god, I laughed at that movie. It wasn't scary to me at all." For me, Paranormal Activity, the first one, scared the shit out of me. I could not sleep the night after I saw Paranormal Activity. I remember it was like at a slumber party with my cousins, and just like making one of my cousins stay up through the night with me until it was light out so I could go to sleep again.
Mm-hmm.
It was, but what year did that come out? 2009?
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, right in that area.
So I was either 10 or 11. So give me a break. It was either 10 or
I
11.
gave you a break.
Scared the shit out of me.
That's-
Paranormal Activity 1, the first one. I watched like the first 3 or 4. I remember kind of liking that series, but went off a cliff quickly.
Yeah, there's like 7 of them now or something. I believe, if I remember right, Paranormal Activity has the best ROI of any movie ever made. Like
Either
Return
that or
of the
Blair Witch.
Yes.
Yeah,
One of the two.
I think so. I've been doing the Halloween movie fun facts, and I think I used
That's
that
one of
as
them?
one of them. Yeah.
it's crazy. They
'Cause
made
it's like they made it for like 50,000 or something like that. Yeah.
Shit.
And they made like 193 million, I want to say, or something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more.
Damn, that's
This is
crazy.
Blumhouse. That was Blumhouse's first banger, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I feel like
Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
like the light bulb for them, where they were like, "Holy shit, cheap horror movies."
Yep.
That we can get like an insane amount of return. And like honestly, any horror movie does that. Like every single horror movie in the world, you can make it for $50 and it's gonna make like
And
10
when-
million to the box
When you
office.
have the money that they have to throw 50 out a year or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck they do, it's like some of them are gonna hit on
It's
a big level.
a
And you're gonna
game
make a lot of money.
Even then, they don't even need to hit. They can be like
Yeah,
garbage, and
Yeah.
they'll still
Did
make
they
a
do
shit ton
Black
of money.
Phone this year?
Did they do Black Phone? Blumhouse?
It feels like a Blumhouse movie.
It does.
Yeah,
I liked that.
I can't say for sure. I don't have to double check. But yeah, so you're gonna go
Paranormal
yeah,
Activity.
Paranormal Activity, and Gooch, you of your last pick.
Triple G, did The Exorcist scare you guys when you were kids?
No,
I thought it was
never
so
saw it.
cheesy.
Yeah,
Never. I've seen the scenes, but
my mom said it was the scariest movie she'd ever seen. She made it, me and my brothers watch.
I feel like
it.
it's an
I was
older
just
person
dumb.
thing
My
because
mom
it's like
said
real.
that too.
I feel like
Yeah.
older people are a little more religious, and that kind of religious terrified. Like
yeah,
that stuff kind of terrifies them. But I'm not going The Exorcist. I'm going to go with an actual horror movie, The Ring.
The
Oh,
Ring.
Girl, yeah.
7
Fucking
days.
terrifying. Like the girl, specifically the girl crawling out of the television screen,
Yep.
like out of the fuzz. Like anytime my TV would fuzz at all, yeah, it just fucked with me so bad. Yeah,
Mhm.
that movie fucking actually terrifying. Still terrifying.
Yeah.
It is. That holds up too. It's a good one.
Footprints. Yeah. There's a lot of good ones in this.
The Strangers was great. I saw someone mention, but that I
didn't
didn't
see
really
that.
scare me that much. But I thought it was just a good movie.
Is that the one where they break into the house?
Mhm.
That is a really good one. Yeah, and they're wearing the masks.
Yeah,
That,
I think it's actually just
I
a good
remember
movie.
seeing the trailer for that and it looking good. I never saw it though.
that was a really good one. The
I want to watch
Exorcist
some more
Erasures.
horror movies.
It's
this
not
year.
erasure. I respect everything that Exorcist did. Very.
Oh, I don't think it's like a terrible movie. I
just
it
didn't
didn't
scare
scare
by
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard that if you watch it nowadays, when the exorcisms happen, she's like,
Mhm.
it's like a very funny scene.
Yeah,
like you
it's-
watch it and you're like, come on now.
Yeah, I think a lot of the effects are just not nearly as. This is also very true. A lot of it
Yeah.
got parodied. So many
Yes,
times.
yes, actually true. Because like after I saw it did get way less scary.
Don't they
Yeah.
like just beat the shit out of her?
Yeah, it's
in
what's her
that?
face.
Yeah.
It's fuck, I can't remember her name now. She's beating the shit out of her. Who is it?
Probably watch The Strangers. I will.
Scary movie.
Tonight I'm watching Halloween Ends though, the critically
Yes.
acclaimed.
Critic. Honestly, I want you to like text me when you're done with that.
I am
'cause
gonna
wanna
watch
see
it,
so
yeah.
bad. It was James Woods was the guy doing the exorcism,
Right.
which is kind of funny in retrospect. Who was the girl?
I'm talking about in Scary Movie 3. The ring gets
Oh,
less
Scary
scary.
Movie 2,
The,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the
Do you
ring
guys-
gets less scary after Scary Movie
Do
3.
you guys like The Night House?
Regina
Yeah, no,
Hall.
that was
Regina
awesome.
Hall.
I thought
Yeah.
that was really good.
It was
Regina Hall beats the shit out of her.
which is kind of fun. It's Rebecca Hall's.
Rebecca Hall's in The Night House. Yeah,
which she's in like the Queen of
she's
Horror.
really, really.
That
good.
is one of horror movies I have in my like Blu-ray collection. Is the
Oh,
Night House.
really?
It is so fucking good.
Yeah, I
Really,
just watched
really
that
like it.
like last week for the first time. I loved it. It's on
Yeah.
HBO
Yeah.
Max.
Alan,
Everyone's
great
gonna watch
pick. Spirit Away, where her parents turn into pigs. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
it. Oh, can I read some of the characters I had written
Yeah,
down for
absolutely.
when
Yeah.
this was a character draft? So Sid's toys from Toy Story.
Oh, yeah.
His
Yes.
fucked up, like mangled, the baby head on the
Yeah.
spider
Yes.
legs,
Great
or
pick.
whatever. Henry J. Waternoose from Monsters Inc. Their spider boss.
Okay.
I had a toy of him. I wouldn't even touch the toy.
Jesus.
I was like, fuck that. Obviously, the first time I saw the xenomorph from Alien,
Yeah.
Yeah.
scared the
Yeah.
shit out of me.
Mouth thing, man.
What else did I have on here?
Guess remember Arachnophobia?
Dude, that's on my list.
Talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
Arachnophobia was fucked up.
Who decided to pick? It was Jeff Daniels, right? And, like, who decided to put Jeff Daniels in a horror movie?
Chucky was a big one.
Someone
Chucky
just
always
said
creeped me
Chucky.
out as a kid.
Yeah, Chucky's
Oh,
up
right there. Yeah.
Thumbs from Spy Kids were creepy as well as
The thumbs, yeah.
basically
Spiders seen in chamber scenes didn't bother me too bad because I actually
Oh,
liked
that bothered
Aragorg.
me.
I liked Aragorg.
I hated that
Aragog.
scene.
No, Aragog. Oh, Aragog.
Yeah.
Slender
You-
Man. I had Slender Man on my
Slender Man
list.
I
You
guess
guys are too
recent.
old for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
The-
Leatherface.
Leatherface for sure I have on here. Yeah. Tremors I had on here. I always thought they were like the whatever the
Yes.
creatures
Really?
called in Tremors. They freaked me
I
out.
saw
Dude.
an amazing Tremors costume at Comic Con. Like it was
Really?
like one of the creatures like on a guy and everything.
Yeah.
It's really,
Oh.
really good.
War of the Worlds. Those tripod alien
Oh,
things.
the
The
sound.
noise, and
Yeah.
like when they're chewing people up, more or
Is
less.
that,
Like
is that a good movie? I saw that as a kid.
it got shit on. I think too much when it first came out. I think the initial reception wasn't great
Yeah.
around it, but it is like it's a solid movie.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch that.
The Hellraiser I had on here as well. But like the Cenobites. Have you ever seen Hellraiser?
No,
No,
Okay.
they're making that into a TV show, right, on Hulu.
They just made a movie for it on Hulu.
Oh, movie. Is it like a reboot? Full reboot?
yes.
I like a
or
reboot
late
where I
sequel,
don't have to
forget.
see the original.
I don't know what you would consider it, but just look at these fellas.
I know the pinheads.
dude, the original
Look at the rest of
Oz.
them.
Oh,
Good pick, Cynthia. But even just the original Wizard of Oz, kind of.
I had the witch from the Wizard of Oz on my list. and
Yeah,
that was
I
one where I was
mean,
like, I don't know if you guys were gonna laugh at me and be like, "Are you
No,
kidding?"
no,
But,
I
like,
agree. I agree.
Totally scared me when she's like, "I'm gonna get you and
Mhm.
your kitties or whatever."
My mom was horrified of the flying monkeys. That's like her least.
Yes,
favorite thing
I
in
don't
the
like the
movie.
fly monkeys
Yeah.
either. I hate them.
My brother's old job was to actually fly the monkeys. He worked on Wicked,
Whoa, that's crazy.
and he was specifically the guy who flies monkeys.
I just love that being in the credit, like monkey flyer.
Monkey fly. He was called the Flyman.
Yeah.
That was what, and he was like, the way they do it is so like rudimentary. Like it's literally a pulley, and someone's on the other end going like this the whole time, like just yanking on a rope as hard as you can, and the people, the flying monkeys go nuts.
Some of the other ones I had on my list were like we didn't pick Michael Myers, but like
I know I had kind of the typical ones,
not
but like
scary.
He's not that scary,
Yeah.
especially in the first one, which is ironically the only one I've seen.
yeah.
Oh,
It
you
spent a
don't
lot
see
of that
any the
time in
remakes.
daylight, especially when you first see him. Like, so
Yeah.
it gets.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's just less scary because of that. I think
Freddy Krueger, I think, is the scariest of the big.
I was thinking he was kind of
names?
funny. Like he looks very scary, but like every time I hear him talk, I'm like, this guy's just a goofball.
Yeah,
It's something about that. I don't know
How
why.
about in the original? I posted the clip this year where she picks up the phone. I think it's the main girl in the original, and he goes, "I'm your boyfriend now." And it zooms out, and there's a tongue that licks her
Yes.
mouth through the phone.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is probably true. I can see this
Jason
happening.
Voorhees never really scared me.
Mhm.
I played
Yeah.
hockey growing up. I thought he looked
Yeah,
cool.
I thought he
I
looked
kind
cool
of
as fuck.
thought he looked
I
like
thought he
Casey
looked-
Jones.
Yeah,
from
he looked
Ninja
like Casey
Turtles.
Jones. That's what I
So was
always
like-
thought too.
I was like, he's kind of cool.
I thought it was kind of good. Yeah, he was just sort of goofy.
Chucky was like of the really iconic ones. Chucky definitely like actually scared me the most. I didn't
Yeah.
want to watch Child's Play.
It's the dolls, dude. They really messed me up. We're actually supposed to be interviewing Jennifer Tilly soon, who was Bride of Chucky, if I remember
Oh.
correctly. Yeah,
Who?
There's
Jennifer
that
Tilly?
famous picture of her, like she's got the blonde
Yeah,
hair,
yeah,
black
yeah.
dress. Yeah,
she was in
that was a poster. It was like a famous horror poster.
You'd probably know her, Gooch, from Big Daddy, the love interest in Big Daddy, if I remember right.
When he met at Hooters.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Was the Secret Window? That movie kind of scared me as a kid, or not kid, but like I think I was like 2004.
What is this? Yeah, what is this referencing? In Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is. It is weird when he gets sucked into the bed at the end.
Yeah.
Of the movie.
Hey, there's a sucked in bed joke that I was gonna make. But never mind.
What Ghostbusters?
No,
It's kind of worse though.
Um,
People forget Dan Aykroyd got sucked off by a ghost.
You get sucked up.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 is kind of scary.
with the painting.
Yes,
Yeah,
that one's
agreed.
pretty scary.
I like
Curse of the-
Ghostbusters too. I
Curse of the
didn't
Black
realize till
Pearl.
I was older that people don't like Ghostbusters too.
Crystal Black Pearl.
What?
Those creatures were kind of crazy. Yeah.
people really don't like. They don't think it's a good movie. Or they just don't like.
Apparently-
I could get down with
I
maybe
think
it's
it's
like
like
a good
older
movie.
people. Like when that came out, like people were so disappointed in Ghostbusters 2 when it
Well, it's
came
gonna
out.
be better than the
And I'm
first
like,
one.
What the fuck? It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's better, but I think it's great. I also
Um,
liked the Ghostbusters 3 video game.
Oh, I don't think I ever played that.
Oh.
It was like supposed to be like
That seems like an Igor video game
what it
every
would
time
be.
game.
Yeah, it was fun.
So our picks are: I had The Thing, Blair Witch Project, Jeepers Creepers, Hills of Eyes, and Day of the Dead. You had Robbie, It, the Tim Curry version, Jumanji, Jaws, the Leprechaun. It's just the Leprechaun,
I
right?
think so. Yeah.
And Paranormal Activity. Gucci had The Brave Little Toaster, Scooby Doo Zombie Island, Jack Frost, Willy Wonka, and The Ring. And I think honestly, I can't wait to see this poll. This is gonna be interesting.
Because
poll.
we have very different list. Very
Yeah,
different
yeah.
list.
It's gonna be depending on like the is very like eye of the beholder type deal. I think when this
It's
graphic
almost
comes
like
out.
a gradient, like from Gooch's to
Yeah.
mine to yours of
Yeah.
like
Actual
not
scary
horror
to-
to like kind of horror to full horror.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So that's the end of the episode. Thanks for joining in, Robbie. Make sure again watch his Comic Con video. It's very funny.
Yes.
My Mom's Basement as well. Breakdowns of like everything, which are all amazing. And make sure watch the last episode of the bracket. It's very funny. Had some big news. As well.
Really, very, very, very funny episode.
Very good episode. I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you ever want a good laugh, just Google hair salons in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Okay.
It sounds very
I've never
weird.
done that. Yeah.
They have like 15 pun-based hair salons.
Wow. I've actually been to Wheeling, West Virginia, so maybe I could get my hair cut in one.
yeah,
of them from
exactly.
Rough and
Go to-
Rowdy or something.
Go
like
to Lisa's Harem. Hair
that.
yeah, that one's good.
Nice.
Or Stradwick's Fade Cave.
I just passed a hair salon with a pun in the title called Snip Tease.
Okay.
I was like, Snip Tease, that's pretty good.
Curl up and die. That's one I saw.
Oh, I like that one.
When I was in London for the Paddy the Batty fight, I stayed
Yeah.
next to a hair salon. That was the Robert E. Lee Hair Salon.
In,
Different guy, but
yeah, there were different Robert E. Lee.
I took a picture. The Robert E. Lee Hair Salon in London.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's really funny, actually.
Stayed right next
Big.
to it.
He's a big Brexit guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks again for everyone that watched. Subscribe, like all that fun stuff, and we will see you next Friday.